Tulp goes into the circle now. Centering the line of John Hull and Matthew Brown. Whitecaps turns it around on the half wall. At the wing, but again, not looking static there. Maybe having a tough time getting out there again. The reverse is close. Stepping up now. Trying to get to the blue line. They still cannot get out. Tulp's going to intercept. Tulp knocked off his second tee of the game. Goes to the end boards, and it looks like there's going to be another chance for every night, but that goes off the morning, the player stops. Good draw. Romano moves down the line, second turn back. Starts up, then he's spiked ahead by the Andrew. Finds the board. Standing over, he tries to get the puck out. Playing along the wall and home. Let's go first, he's standing. That was not all that deep from the field. Now Bolt steps into the zone. Tries to get a sneak in between the circles. We'll tie a right circle chance. That one's 7-5. He tries to steal it up the wall. Cuts the glass and kicks out to center. Job there by Scott Sexton Knight, Cole included. And he gets the puck free. Drop pass by Gill goes unattended. There's the run from Calvin Ezra for the kill. Stepping up on the loose puck. Burial into his man and also gets something down low. The rest of his teammates make the save. Jumps up right wing. Missing the connection there, trying to break out. And Morton deals behind his own net. Tries to break out there. Pass up there in the third time. Kicks it into the zone. He's going to rough ride over the half wall. Along the split plate, begins reversing the flow a couple of times here, trying to take that Calvin forecheck. Jumps up the middle of the ice. Then he picks back up by Morton, and then he's Jeff. Goes over to his partner, and they play catch a little bit, and he gets the rest of the line now on the team. Even now forechecking. Diagonal pass in, almost 2-9 for the Indian Bulldogs, but just able to get the legs over the board and play continues. Left the puck up the center. Couldn't clear that zone, but now starts off the glass by Lewa. Following his way to center. That was gunned back in. Now he's going to have to go touch up for that outside call. Get back on the forecheck. Tries to get the puck free. He'll do it against Santone. Santone tries to shoot it in front to Studhouse. Puck's going to stop his kick. Oh, stops at it. Studhouse keeps it down low. Always Santone. Leading the point. This time, where it throws into the pad.
And they'll stop with no further play. 15:37 remains in the first period as Calvin and Adrian have no score. Off the draw, Dalton Anderson able to win that one, but then keeps it himself. Rhodes shuts the door on the side and couldn't find the rebound. That one spiked over to the far corner, out of danger. Tulp now turns back to retreat. Swings it over to Balin. Balin dumps it back in. Tulp tries to carry it in, and that one is not blown dead offside, so Adrian will continue to play. As Hornacek and Kujat play catch behind their own net. Finally gets to center. That one goes off a shin pad, and Hull retrieves off Tulp's stick. He goes in after it as the rest of his line mates go out for a change. Balin steps up to pick up the loose puck. That one reached in by Lugie. He's giving a little shot as he throws that one over the top of the cage. Good forecheck there by Pohl. Lugie comes from behind, buries his man, gets the puck freed. Shot was dubbed by Romano from up top. Pohl retrieves. He'll send it back to left point. Balin now to Lugie. Lugie winds up, fires the trigger, and that one's kicked aside by Zelko. Gill looking for a pass. His stick was just hit as he was trying to make the pass. Flubs that one and gets turned out to center. Balin brings it back in, throws it into the corner to give the Knights another possession. Now Romano steps in front of his man, but this goes away from the play and is able to get the puck back down into the Calvin end, but nothing comes of that, and Calvin will turn the puck back over, try to dig it out and start to work away again. Well, pass right in front. That one deflected wide as Mercer was between the circles. Dangerous in front, but couldn't get the shot on goal. Anderson ladles it behind himself over to Groot. Couldn't get the puck free. Now back to Groot. He'll swing this one along the half wall. Picked off at right point. Adrian now keeps the play in their offensive zone. Boy, that pass just gets offside, and so now Calvin gets the free advance. Anderson takes it up, passes to Tanner Day. He'll flip one in on goal, and Zelko will hold. They had a couple of forecheckers coming in. Numbers weren't going there, and now we're going to have a penalty. I don't know exactly what it was, but they are pointing at the Adrian bench and giving an unsportsmanlike conduct signal. So it looks like number 15, Zach Van Antwerp, is whistled for an unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know exactly what happened there. It was far away from the play. But Zach Van Antwerp whistled for a minor, and so he will sit for 2 minutes, and the first power play of the night will go to the Calvin squad. 13:24 remaining here in the first period. No score between Adrian and Calvin. Calvin now the first man advantage of the game. Off the draw, Turcotte wins it back to Rubline. Grand Rapids Catholic Central product. Swings it to Seaman. His pass across is knocked back by Zelko. Trying to get a pass across there, almost turned into a shot. Rubline tried to hold the point, couldn't do so. Now William Weiss. Puck knifed off his stick, and he goes back to retrieve it. Pressured heavily by Barrett. Now they go into the corner. Teammates come to rally to him, and now Weiss and Barrett are going to have some words and some pleasantries exchanged, and Weiss's helmet actually was taken off by Barrett. So I don't know if we're going to have any penalties here, or if we're just going to have the play whistled down because the helmet was off, and when the helmet comes off, that means that we have to stop play. One would think that if you have your helmet ripped off and it wasn't your doing, that you might get a penalty against the other team, but that does not what happened there. So we'll just have a neutral zone face-off. Bulldogs win the draw, and they'll try to gun it all the way down. That one intercepted by Weiss. He goes the rest of the way behind his own net. From there, Rubline steps away. Now Weiss flubs it. Before checker for Adrian. That was number 20, Ryan Pino. He's able to grab the puck and waste some more valuable power play time that the Knights would like to have. Now Seaman accelerates into the zone. He comes in onside but gives it up. So he runs into some turbulence along the left wall. Puck sent all the way back down. Knights had a first minute power play, the first rough minute of that power play. They're going to try to regroup and regather, see what happens here as they change. Wheeled ahead for Harsh. He catches up to it. Nifty move there at the blue line to gain the zone. He'll send it all the way around. Oakes will now set it up to Lugie. Lugie back to Oakes. Ends up going to Harsh. Now they'll operate around the far boards. That shot by Lugie is deflected up into the netting by number 14, Zach Major. And so Adrian will have a defensive zone face-off to contend with here. 33 seconds to go in the main advantage for Calvin. So far, one shot on goal for them, and hoping they can get a couple of more here and maybe pot the game's first goal. Lugie with a shot, and that one's blockered aside by Delco. Rebound sat tantalizingly in front, but couldn't be scooped up. ends up being cleared down the ice by Adrian as they change penalty killers. 15 seconds to go here in the man advantage. One more rush here as Lugie picks up the puck. He's going to snap it ahead for Hull, who didn't touch it eventually, but Oakes was able to tap it back and keep the rush alive. Hull swings it to Lugie. Now he'll go across the ice. Oakes couldn't handle it, though. And as the puck snakes off his stick, the penalty expires, and Adrian back to full strength. Now here's a slapper that gets the glass by Dominic Maloney. Backhanded across to the open wing. There steps Bennett. Bennett down low to Maloney. He wheels behind the net, looking for an available passing lane, finally gets it. They swing it to Bennett on the left point. He'll send it across to his D partner, and Rhodes, and they score! Wow, Rhodes thought he was going to be able to catch that one in mid-flight, and I don't know if it changed directions or Rhodes simply missed it. But the right point shot by Dalton Kujat ends up eluding the freshman netminder, and that will give the Adrian Bulldogs the 1-0 lead. So Adrian weathering the first power play of the game for Calvin, and then they come down the ice, have a good possession, and one that Cody probably would like back there from 55 feet. Stakes them to the 1-0 lead. Chopped ahead by Rubline. Bennett mishandles. Pole going in. Hill's actually able to snag it, and he sends a shot just wide. Rubline steps up to hold the point. Adrian having some trouble there as Gill and Pole dig for it vigorously behind the net. Swings it over to left point. Swinging over now to Rubline. He walks in from the right circle. That shot is stopped by Zelko. The rebound cleared. And they're able to get it out to center. Romano comes back to retrieve. He sends it to Gill on right wing. Gill comes in on a solo mission as the rest of his mates change. Sends a shot wide of the cage. Bulldogs reset behind their own net. Now the forechecking of Weiss smokes them out. Pass goes awry to center. Oberski couldn't handle it. So the puck goes all the rest of the way down the ice. Adrian's able to get an offensive zone possession after a missed pass. Oberski now runs into some traffic. He's able to get out of two men, and now there's going to be a penalty on Adrian as there's a slashing call coming. Oberski then getting the puck to Tanner Day, and Oberski giving a rough ride to the ice, but not after a penalty was called by the official. And let's see what we have down here at the other end of the ice is in Zelko's crease. It's like Matthew Barrett and William Weiss were having a conversation. It's like going to be a high sticking call against Adrian. And they will now have their second penalty kill to work through here in this first period. 9:39 to go in that first period. Calvin getting their second power play chance now. As Adrian takes another penalty. That one, the high sticking minor to number 28, Austin Brining. So he will sit for two or less, and Calvin will go to work on the power play. Draw one there. Seaman turned it back to Rubline, who tried to put it back to him. Now Rubline takes it, mishandles in the circle. Run into some trouble there as he's double teamed. Puck sent around the half wall. Weiss is not able to hold the line. Gets it at center. Now he'll play catch with Turcotte as they let the rest of the group get onside. Now they're ready to break out. Adrian with an aggressive forecheck, and they're able to steal the puck. Get a shot on goal there. Zach Major. Dangerous on the shorthanded chance there. Sharp angle. Rubline golfs it into the zone, and he's given a rough ride into the boards, but still able to hold the point as the puck comes around back to him. Rubline, his shot kicked out by a defensive skate. Nathan Rubline, another one. He misses the net there looking for a tip chance. He'll go off for a change as Adrian hacks to the point. Weiss is able to keep it in one time, but not the next. And Adrian's able to clear. Minute gone here in the penalty to Brining. 8:40 to go in the first period. Calvin down 1-0 on a goal by Adrian's Dalton Kujat. Boogie motors through center. Goes on a solo mission. A sharp angle chance that Zelko kicks away, and then the rebound is swept away. Now, and Adrian on the shorthanded breakaway, they're able to score. Matthew Barrett gaining speed through the neutral zone And it looked like it was going to be a harmless play, but Barrett steps in front of the defense and is able to get free and then snaps a shot from the right circle and extends the lead to 2-0 with 8:18 to go in the first period. So Calvin on the power play, not only do they not score, but they're giving up a shorthanded goal where Adrian now has a lot of momentum with that 2-goal lead here, 12 minutes in. Bulldogs win the draw, and they'll send it all the way down the ice. Make the Knights go retrieve and reset here on the power play. Rubine sends it ahead. That's Seaman. He gets in over the line. He's met there, but in support is Turcotte. Now Turcotte swings it over to Day. We'll try to get something going here as Day fights along the half wall. Now Turcotte in assistance again. Scoops it over to Seaman. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Seaman steps around his man. Is delayed briefly, but is able to get into the corner and get to the puck. Now they kick it over as the penalty expires to Tanner Day. Lose the puck in front. Nobody there to receive that puck in the slot, so they'll have to gun it down. And reset here is Adrian. Now up 2-0 after that shorthanded goal by Barrett. Enjoys that advantage, and they'll now skate 5 aside. Dumped in diagonally by Bennett, forcing Anderson to retrieve. He goes into the corner, digs it out. He's able to get it out to center, but no further. Puck sent all the way down the ice, and it'll be an icing call on the Bulldogs. With 6:55 to go here in the first period, Calvin down 2-0 to the Adrian Bulldogs. Adrian coming into this game ranked 4th in the ACHA Men's Division III rankings. The first meeting between these two teams a couple of weeks ago ended in a 4-2 win for the Bulldogs as Poles shot right off the draw from the right circle. It's gloved and held by Zelko. In that game, the Knights were up 2-0 in the second period before the Bulldogs were able to score 4 unanswered goals and come out of here with the victory. And Calvin was looking for some revenge tonight, but so far, Adrian doing all of the scoring, once shorthanded and once at even strength. Puck chipped to center after a battle in the corner. Pole now is able to steal the puck and go into the zone. Strides ahead. His backhand is forced wide. Gill tries to get the puck in there, but loses it to the Adrian defense, and the Bulldogs will reset. Puck drifts out to center on a missed pass, and that one's retrieved there. Romano ends up taking the puck, lifts it ahead for nobody in particular, and that'll be an icing call against the Knights. So now with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first period, Adrian will get an offensive zone faceoff and look to extend that 2-0 lead that they have built here in the first period. They win the draw to right point. That shot is blocked out front by a body. Gets out to an open wing where Gill finds it. He's able to navigate through traffic and couldn't get a handle on it. Adrian able to recover. Sent ahead there as Oakes steps up. Nice job there by Jacob. They'll take ahead in the play. Goes on a solo mission as everybody else was chanting, but Jacob Oakes tried to soldier on and finally, met by 4 Bulldogs, ended up losing the puck. Now Somerville tried to wheel it ahead. Couldn't get it past that blue line, so Calvin's able to keep it deep for a little bit. Now another pass. Back and forth they go as passes in the slot go unanswered and unattended. Finally gets out to neutral ice where Calvin is forced to send it down and get a change. Adrian now resets. They try to go rink wide, and that one's behind the play, behind the recipient, so they have to again reset and regather. Now sent ahead there by Barrett, the second goal scorer. Driven down again. This time Dominic Somerville sends it around. Stolen there by Turcotte. Day steps up, and there's a rebound, and he scores! Initial shot there by Tanner Day. Mishandled by Zelko, and Brandon Turcotte picks up the loose change and stashes it into the empty net to cut the lead in half. Calvin now only down 2-1. So Turcotte from Day with 4:42 left to go in the period. Big goal for Calvin. They really needed that one. Struggling on the power play, giving up a shorthanded goal, but a miscue in their own end cost Adrian that time, and Zelko couldn't control the rebound. And Turcotte, the Granville native, stashes it home. Now Calvin's able to keep the pressure on as they gain the zone. Comes back out to center where Brown will dump it back in. Now Hull coming in. Try to drive the puck loose into the corner. He and Brown work for it vigorously, but it's taken out by Adrian. Puck necked down by the stick of Pinho. Pass ahead by Brown. That was going to be a hand pass, so instead of touching it, they were trying to let Adrian play it, but unfortunately that didn't happen, so they will come all the way down on the hand pass. And so now the Adrian Bulldogs will have another face-off deep in the Calvin zone. Dalton Anderson losing the draw to Romano. Puck sent around, held in at right point there by Bennett. Now worked in front. Sharp angle chance. That one shouldered down by Rhodes. Rebound swept aside. Right point shot goes wide. Kicks out from the half boards and gets stuck on the net. Calvin's able to retrieve and get it to neutral ice. Force Adrian to leave the zone and come back in. Dumped in. Groot blows a tire. Tries to go back and get it. There's an aggressive forecheck there by Sansone. Keeps the puck down low. Now digging for it are 3 Knights and 2 Bulldogs. Somehow they really can't get it to move anywhere. They finally are able to wiggle it free. Another shot in front. That one's blocked by the skate of Hill. Gunned back down by Bagazi. They will go for a change as Bagazi's cleared it down. Now motor to head to center. That one's Rubine. He'll dump it in as he gains the red. And now Calvin will change. Adrian dumps it down. They change. Calvin dumps it down. They change. Missed pass there. Jumped on by Zach Seaman. He tries to throw one in front. That one's intercepted there by Kajat. Oberski keeps the line. He'll hack it down. Now Harsh on the forecheck. Able to jar the puck free, and that forces the puck loose. Anderson sends a shot wide from the left point. Now Seaman reverses the flow, but nobody there to help, and that'll be carried out there by Kajat. Dalton gains the center and goes all the way into the offensive zone as he carries the mail in. Now swings it around to Oakes. Jacob Oakes is spilled heavily in his own zone, but no call forthcoming. Knights still have the puck. Avery Anderson steps into it now. He motors through center. Puts on the brakes and tries to go in 1-on-4. That doesn't work. Turns the puck over now, and Adrian accelerates to center. That one picked off by Weiss. Hands it to Turcotte, the goal scorer for Calvin. Swings it to Day. Back to Turcotte, and that one kicked aside by Zelko. Nice passing play in front. Now Day gets the rebound, and that one goes off a body in front. Heavy traffic as Calvin and Adrian doing battle in front of the crease. Trying to screen Zelko. Long shot by Lugie from the center ice line is stopped by Zelko. Weiss now picks it up. Turns all the way back into his own zone before he's able to deal it to Lugie on an empty wing. Lugie tries to hack it forward and does, but the puck comes right back out as Tanner Day is bothered. So he has to try to get it in, and waiting for his teammates to get onside, ends up giving the puck away. 1:29 to go in the first period. Calvin down 2-1 on the Brandon Turcotte goal, assisted by Tanner Day. First 2 goals scored by Adrian, and now Turcotte has cut the lead in half. That one elevated up through the middle. It'll be captured by the Knights and moved by Lugie. That pass fails, so he'll swing it back, and now that pass is picked off. Nice job there by Dominic Maloney to read the play. He steams in from center, And that puck is held by Cody Rhodes, and now Lugie and Henry Gabriel introducing themselves to one another. As Lugie protecting his netminder, and Gabriel looking for that loose puck. Under a minute to go here. As Adrian will now have an offensive zone face-off. Big one here for Calvin. Try to keep this lead at 2-1. Adrian won the draw, but Brown, with a smart play from wing, steps in, is able to get the puck. Hull's able to get it to the blue line, but no further. Now a collision between two teammates, but Adrian still keeps the puck, and they're able to gain the zone. Sends it down there for Maloney. He'll throw it around the back of the net, trying to find his right point. Finally gets there, but not before Hull and company are able to jump on that puck. 30 seconds to go. Tulp tries to pass it up the middle, but his pass is picked off, and now Rhodes is forced to make a save from a tight angle chance as Henry Gabriel came down from left circle. Gabriel gets the possession, and as he goes off to the bench for a shift change, we'll dump it down the ice and make Calvin have one last rush with 10 seconds to go. Rubline now motors through center, trying to find somebody available for a pass. Can't do it, so he gets a rough ride in along the boards. And Calvin and Adrian, after one period of play, will go to the locker room with the Bulldogs holding the 2-1 lead. So a rough start for Calvin. They gave up the first 2 goals of the game, including one shorthanded to Matthew Barrett. But coming back strong in the second half of that period, Brandon Turcott, the former Granville Bulldog, on the rebound of a Tanner Day shot, was able to put one home and narrow that lead to 2-1. So after one period of play, Calvin 1, Adrian 2. We'll be back here in 15 minutes to bring you this second period of action. Welcome back to Eagles Ice Center for the second period of tonight's contest between Adrian and Calvin. Adrian holding the advantage after one period. They are leading this game 2-1, scoring the game's first two goals. Kajat and Barrett shorthanded. But then Brandon Turcott cutting the lead in half on a rebound chance. Tanner Day the initial shot, so he picks up the assist, and Brandon Turcott stashed it home. So we start the second period with the Knights and the Adrian Bulldogs skating full strength. Off the draw there, Tanner Day met roughly with a check as he tried to fish the puck out of some skates. That one skipped ahead to Weiss, who chips it into the zone. Now Adrian on possession. Weiss knifes it into the defensive end. That one scaled up the glass, and Groot steps into his man, and that's going to be a penalty there. Lucas Groot is going to be guilty of interference as he runs over Ryan Pinho on the near wall there, and no puck, no play, and Groot is going to be whistled for interference. Pretty easy call there for the official. So now Calvin will operate with the shorthand band. 27 seconds into this period, the Knights will have to fend off the Bulldogs' power play. It's going to be Day and Turcott up front, Rubline and Oberski on defense to start this penalty kill. Reminder that Cody Rhodes, the freshman goaltender, in net for Calvin. Off the draw, Adrian is able to win that one and start their power play. Swings it over to Bennett. His shot is gloved right there by Rhodes, occupying the crease, Zach Van Antwerp, but Rhodes looked like he was able to see that one quite well. Stops the bullet shot from Daniel Bennett. Play is halted. Sticks come down. Adrian wins another draw. Now, Calvin was 11 for 18 in the first period on draws, actually carrying the advantage, but they've lost the first three of this period. Bennett, center point. Didn't have a shot. Pass tried to find its way through sticks and skates in front. Is blocked, and it's weaved back out to right point. Good job there by Day to try to clear the zone, but Adrian holds. Now a shot from the stick of Maloney goes wide. May have gotten a piece of it. Was Rhodes. Maloney now sent to the right circle. That pass is foiled. Looking for Dalton Anderson on the doorstep. Puck ricochets out to the half wall. Oberski tried to clear it up the wall, and that hit a body, but a missed pass by Adrian ends up clearing the zone for the Calvin Knights as they change some shorthanded personnel. Now Maloney stalks into the offensive zone. Dishes back to the right point. Now Bennett steps up and he hammers a shot that's blocked. That one by Hall. Bennett gets it again. Swings it over to Anderson. His shot is gloved off there by Cody Rhodes. So after a couple of early goals against Rhodes and some shaky starts for the young Minder, he's with a couple of fine, solid saves on this power play. And as they always say, your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender, and so far Cody Rhodes up to the task. Now coming on to the ice, Matthew Brown and Ethan Gill. Forward line for the penalty kill, Anderson and Lugie on defense. Anderson is able to get it, snaps it all the way down the ice. 38 seconds to go in the penalty to Groot. Zelko behind his net, shuffles boards it along to Hornacek. He'll try to motor center. His pass is deflected off a stick. He's able to carry into the zone. Chased down there by Sansone. Pass in front. That one snapped and blocked by Anderson. Scooped up by Brown all the way down the ice. 15 seconds to go in the penalty kill for Calvin. One last rush for the Bulldogs. Sansone receives the pass to the blue line. He's pickpocketed by Weiss, who shovels the backhand. Puck wiggles all the way down into the corner. It has to be retrieved by Hornacek. Penalty expires. Groot steps off and onto the bench and full strength for Calvin. Hornacek motors the center. His backhand is chested down by Anderson and sent the length of the ice. And that'll be an icing call, as his stretch pass missed everybody. So defensive zone faceoff now coming up for the Calvin Knights. They weather the storm on the first penalty kill of the night for Calvin. Couple of shots against, but Cody Rhodes holding the fort well. Coming back after that first period very strong. Six come down, puck is dropped. That one to center point, the tip, and they score. Tipped in front. Matthew Barucki stationed between the circles, and the left point shot by Adrian after the face-off win goes between the legs of Cody Rhodes, and the 2-goal advantage is restored for the Bulldogs. So after a first period where the Calvin Knights held the face-off advantage 11-7 wins for the Bulldogs, Adrian, the resurgent force in the circle, winning 4 of 5 draws in this period alone, and that one really hurts as they were able to win that draw and send in a third goal. And we're going to have a change in net as Cody Rhodes is going to skate to the bench in favor of the sophomore, Liam Austin. So Liam now coming in, and it's 3-1 for Adrian, and now Liam Austin coming in net in relief of the freshman Rhodes. Pass snapped ahead, and Liam Austin will cover. Nolan Balin had that one go through his skates, so they waved off the icing, and Liam Austin now will stop the play and try to get some stretching in. Always tough for a goaltender to come in cold from the bench, regardless of the score and the time. So Liam Austin trying to get all he can to get limbered up, as we will now drop the puck here in the Calvin defensive zone. Tulp taking the draw, and he wins that one. Oberski tries to dig it free. He's double teamed behind the net. Tulp comes back to help. Now up the half wall to Harsh. His backhand is foiled. Couldn't clear the zone. Balin regathers. He turns it up the right side. His backhand ladled off the glass. Couldn't get it any farther than the blue line. Tulp gets it. Tulp tries to send it up. That pass intercepted in the middle. Pass made it all the way to the right point. That shot was deflected over the glass, and now Calvin will scale it up the ice, and that one will go for icing. So another icing call on the Knights, as they had some trouble clearing the zone and ended up having to commit the icing infraction to stop play. So they are not allowed to change per the NCAA rule. Anytime the offending team is guilty of icing, they are not allowed to change players. Adrian gets a fresh 5 out there, though. Another defensive zone draw for Calvin. This one won by Tulp. Good help there by Oberski stepping in. Couldn't clear the zone, though. And Balin now struggling, as that backhand was sticked aside by Liam Austin. Dalton Anderson digging for it. Puck kicks out to John Hull. He tries to go up the right half wall. He's stopped there. Gets all the way to the blue line. Tulp blocks a shot out to center. And they serve it back in, does Adrian. Now Oberski trying to turn it up ice. He's repelled. Sings it to his partner Balin, who misses. Hull chips it back to him. Balin goes up to center. That one missed everybody, but Bagosi had the chance to play it, so they'll wave off icing. He's grabbing hard into the boards by Tulp as he retrieves the puck. Puck spits out to center to a Bennett, who steams ahead. Bennett into the offensive zone, snaps a right circle chance, and that one just goes wide of Austin. Anderson feeds it in. Now it's Maloney. He meets some turbulence in the middle of the ice and gives it up. Balin now strides through center. Nolan Balin, the Florida product, sends it into the crease, and Zelko is able to paddle it down and hold play. Now play is starting to get a little bit chippy in front, both the Knights and the Bulldogs. Starting to try to assert themselves physically and emotionally. Calvin will take the draw here. Looks like Turcotte centering Day and Pole. It's been a good line for the Knights tonight. Adrian wins the draw, though. Turns it behind the net. Hornacek steps away. He feeds his partner up the left half wall. Gets as far as center where Rubline intercepts. He sends it back in to Day. Day chops it up the half wall. Turcotte in pursuit. Digs it further. Now Day in support is able to get it to Rubline. His left point shot stopped by Zelko. Rebound retrieved, thrown in front, but nobody there. Adrian tries a lead stretch pass for nobody. This is not going to be called icing, so Nathan Rubine has to go back and get it himself. He'll scale it up the glass to center, where it's gloved down there by Kujak. Puck trickles in on Austin, and he will cover as there's two encroaching Bulldogs in the offensive zone. And instead of trying to tempt fate, Liam Austin will hold the puck and get another face-off. 14:21 remaining in the second period. Adrian 3, Calvin 1. Goal by Matthew Barucki on a deflection extended the lead back to 2 early in the second period for the Bulldogs. Puck backhanded all the way up the ice by William Weiss, and will go down for another icing. So the Knights struggling a little bit to get the puck out of their zone in this period, especially on the long change. You get some tired bodies out there when you have to ice the puck, and you cannot change players on the icing. So Knights trying to get something together on the breakout. Seaman is able to win that draw back to Groot. Motors up the right wing, and his pass goes off of a Calvin stick. Might have been Weiss again. Either way, played before center, so we'll do this again. An icing call on the Knights. Adrian wins the draw there. At right point, that was Somerville. He shoves it down low. Pass in front. That one's knifed away by Seaman. Makes it way to right point. That one's blocked in front. Jacob Oates digs it out to center. Swings it to Somerville. He'll pound it in from the blue line, and Liam Austin, instead of trying to play that one after he's chested it down, will hold at the side of the cage. Another defensive zone face-off for the Knights, but they will get to change players finally and mercifully. As this time it wasn't an icing, it was just a routine stoppage of play, so they were able to get different personnel out there and get that tired line off the ice. Tulp with a nice win on that one. Nolan Balin scales along the wall, took a hop off the stanchion, went to center where Tulp tried to catch it. Couldn't do so. Pass comes in front. That one's deflected, and that shot just sent wide. Ryan Pino, point blank range, and could not find the target. Sent it wide of Liam Austin. Now another pass that was gloved down in front by Pino. Tulp steps in front of that, though, and is able to carry it into the offensive zone. Now Hull feeds Harsh, who had it kick off his skate. And Adrian is able to get that puck all the way down, and now that one takes a left turn just before it gets to the red line. And it goes in on goal, so Liam Austin is forced to hold that one. Could have been an icing call, but the puck turns on edge. Liam Austin will cover it up here, and what seems like the 50,000th defensive zone face-off for the Knights in this period. Feels like the play has almost been entirely in their defensive end for this period. It's 13:01 to go in the middle frame. Kelvin down 3-1 to the Bulldogs. Romano with the face-off win. Gets it to Morton, who sends it around the half wall. That puck sent over the net. There's a pass in front and a deflection. When Gannon Eichmann gets his stick on that one from right point, but Liam Austin, equal to the task, squeezes the pads together and is able to make the save. Bulldogs asserting themselves with force in this second period. A lot of offensive chances, a lot of offensive zone draws. That puck trickles all the way in creaseward. Another shot from the point is blocked out front. Adrian held the first period shot advantage, 12-9. The first period hit advantage, 12-11. And the first period faceoff advantage, 11-7. The only advantage they didn't hold was on the scoreboard. And it's now 3-1 in favor of the Bulldogs, as the Knights still having some trouble getting the puck out of their zone. They're able to do it, but only by the means of icing the puck. And Kajat back to retrieve the puck, and it'll be another offensive zone face-off draw for the Adrian Bulldogs. Be the line of Romano, Gill, and Brown out there. We're trying to get Gill here to motor across to his side of the face-off dot. Oberski tries to go up the glass. That one's stick down. Now he blocks a shot on a sharp angle chance and tries to carry it up to the right wing boards. He's knocked down, but finally Brown is able to scoop it ahead to Romano, who strides through center. Gains the zone as Calvin will change. Long stretch pass, a 2-on-1. Snaps a shot high off the glass. That one was Dalton Anderson looking to pick the corner and missed everything. Kicks back into the Calvin zone where Oberski turns it around and wheels through center. Gains the line. Going down below the goal line. Tries to feed Pohl in front and just missed him, and missed another Knight's stick as well. Turcotte to Groot. Groot ladles ahead for Oberski. Throws it down deep. Turcotte is able to retrieve. Goes into the corner. Given up there along the half wall, and Adrian will golf it to center. Or Nathan Rubline will pick it up. He'll chip it ahead, but no further than center. That one's cut off at the pass, and Adrian hammers it back down. Root shovels a backhand around the kick plate, finds Pohl, who then finds Turcotte. Strides through center with some speed. Got Day in front. He tries to feed Tanner Day in front, and that one just misses the connection. Rubline's shot is shanked off a stick. Goes into the opposite corner. Turcotte able to retrieve. Tries to get it behind the net today. Couldn't do that. Missed pass by Adrian on the breakout, and that'll go all the way down. 4 icing called. 10:39 to go here in the middle frame. Adrian enjoying a 2-goal advantage so far in this game. They lead this game 3-1. They scored the first 2 goals of this game, including one shorthanded by Matthew Barrett. Brandon Turcotte cutting the lead to 2-1 on his goal, assisted by Tanner Day, but then a goal by Matthew Barucki of the Bulldogs has restored that 2-goal advantage. Puck at center, that one's sent in off the backhand, and we're going to have a stoppage of play here as looks like Lugie and Van Antwerp collided. And there's going to be no penalties called here by the officials. Adrian Bench asking for something. The worst they're going to get is an explanation that just because somebody falls down does not mean that's going to be a penalty. That's what they're being told. So we're going to have a defensive zone face-off here for the Knights as the play was stopped in their end. Adrian wins that draw. Sends it around the kick plate. Nobody there to retrieve it. Chopped up the wall and out to center by Lugie. Wristed one in on goal. Austin is able to stoke that one down. Keep it for his man. It could not exit the zone. Now punched ahead. Lugie with a slashing stick knocks that puck free. Drives his man to the boards, but kept in at left point. Shot by Barrett was kicked aside, and Austin couldn't find the rebound, but his defense was able to sweep that clear. They get to center. Now Weiss and Seaman go in. Weiss walks in, snaps a shot, and he missed the net. Had Zelko at his mercy and couldn't find the target. Now he gets the puck back, and his shot in. This time finds the net, finds the target, but Zelko easily able to put that one in his trapper and hold it for no further play. Big chance there for Will Weiss as he stepped in from the left circle, swaggered through the defense, and then just blazed one on the opposite side of the net, missing the target and getting the glass. Ethan Tulp in on the draw. Adrian wins that one, but again, good pressure by the Calvin Wingers, forcing the Adrian Bulldogs back and end up with winning that one on their end, and now Morton will retrieve, and this is going to be whistled down for icing. He and Jake Lockhart were going down. They didn't think it was going to be icing, so they went in their full speed, but when it is whistled down on the icing violation, so Adrian now will have another defensive zone face-off that they will have to contend with as Ethan Tulp stands back in. Ethan Tulp, the Ames, Iowa native, all 6'4" of them, winning that draw. Harsh now, the Czech Republic native, digging with Ethan Tulp. They jostle for it vigorously behind the net. Tulp kicks it away. Tries to look in front for Hall, who was tied up in front. And Adrian sends it all the way down the ice for an icing call, but it'll be waved off as they rule that Morton could have touched that one before it got to the line. Romano couldn't handle that pass that was thrown behind him by Hall, and Adrian is able to skate it away. Now Hall with a good forecheck. Kicks it loose. Romano throws one in front off the pads of Zelko. Where the rebound laying tantalizingly in front. No Knights there to pick it up. Now Hall pilfers the puck. Tries to work it out in front for another chance, but could not do so. Stiff Adrian defense, be able to send it to center. Now Groot throws it down. Retrieved there by Gill. He'll send it to Rubline, who walks on the right point. His shot blocked out front by Anderson. Now carrying away is Maloney. Maloney, they're harassed by Rubline, and he's going to get called for a penalty here as he takes Maloney down with the free hand, and he is guilty of the holding call. So now Nathan Rubline will go to the box, and Calvin will have to kill another penalty here. 8 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the second period. Rubline sent to the box for 2 as he was trying to catch up to Dominic Maloney, who had a step. He was trying to get in on goal, and Rubline forced to take the penalty call and prevent the scoring chance, and now they will have to kill off the penalty. Looks like Day and Turcotte, Anderson and Lugie on defense on this penalty kill. Turcotte steps into the draw and wins it. Sent around behind the net for Anderson, who will try to advance it up to center, but he was bothered there by Van Antwerp. So Adrian's still able to keep the puck in their zone. Day, nifty little backhand to get it out of the zone and all the way down to the Adrian cage. Adrian now is breaking out. Maloney loses the handle and the puck's chopped all the way down, and Tanner Day now going down to harass Bennett, try to get the puck out of his grasp. Get a shorthanded chance, isn't able to do so. Adrian motors through center. Pass to Van Antwerp. He's harassed there by Tanner Day. Puck is jostled loose. Adrian keeps it along the perimeter. Trying to step in front. Can't do so. Feeds it right point to Maloney. Maloney holds. Waits for a shooting solution. His shot is blocked by Pohl. That one stung, but he's going to stay out there. That's what hockey players do. Nate Pohl, the Canton native, with a big block there. Boy, Lugie with a big hit. Stepped through his man, but Adrian had gained the zone. Now that shot scorches around the glass. Another shot is blocked down in front. That one by Henry Gabriel. Couldn't find the net. That one sent all the way back down as Zelko has to retrieve. Now sent up to Van Antwerp. He'll let one fly, and that one's a skyscraper over the net into the glass. So Adrian has to reset after that one clears all the way around by their own shot. Shot in tight there by Pinho, and that one's held by Austin before they can jump on the rebound, and no further play. 13 seconds to go in the power play for the Bulldogs. They enjoy a 3-1 advantage so far in this game. 6:21 to go in the second period. Calvin's had a couple of chances, but Adrian really has had the balance of the play in their offensive zone for this period. And Calvin really struggling mightily to try to clear the zone as another left point shot there, this time by Hornacek. Austin squeezes the pillows and is able to hold. 6 seconds now remains in the power play. So after this draw, Nathan Rubline will probably be able to breathe a little bit easier as he'll be released. Puck scaled up the glass, kicked in at left point and held by Hornacek. His shot, that was waffle boarded to the side by Austin. Held behind the goal line. Puck is deflected up into the glass and jammed up the right half wall. Shot sails wide from left point. Calvin having a hard time getting it out of their zone. Finally, Tanner Day chips it ahead to center so he can get some of his guys off on a change, hopefully. Groot now steps into his man and gets the puck briefly across the Adrian blue line before it's sent all the way down, and now Adrian guilty of an icing call. So they will not be allowed to change, and Calvin will be able to do so and also get in the offensive zone draw. They get to choose which side they want to take it on. All these rules, such as no changing on icings and choosing face-off circles, trying to favor the offense. So Calvin trying to take advantage. Seaman loses the draw, though, to Cameron Mercer. That one's sent around, and that's not going to get all the way down for icing, so Oberski will have to retrieve. Sends that one dangerously across, but all the way over to Jacob Oakes. His pass, trying to lead William Weiss, can't connect. Chopped up the glass. Another stretch pass by Adrian will go awry. Nolan Balin, the native Floridian, bangs it up the left half wall. There Jacob Oakes will send it, and William Weiss in a race with Matthew Barrett. The second goal scorer tonight for Adrian on the short-handed chance. Ends up winning that one, and it'll go for icing. 5 minutes and 1 second to go here in the second period. Weiss now in the circle. He'll meet up against Zach Major. Weiss wins the draw. Balin chops it off the glass to Seaman. Mishandles along the half wall. That one's stripped from his stick, and they walk out in front, trying to get a shot, but just can't do it, as Matthew Barucki. He's the goal scorer of recent vintage. He was the one that put up the third goal on the scoreboard for the Bulldogs. Knights are able to clear to center as Weiss scoops it ahead. Seaman in hot pursuit of Kajat. Kajat swings it to his D partner. Seaman tries to deliver a check, and back to Kajat now as they play catch. They're just alternating who gets hit by Zach Seaman as he tries to get the guy who doesn't have the puck. Now Kajat slides ahead. That one banged up the wall. Adrian's able to retrieve it at center, but then no further as they mishandle it. Ethan Tulp kicks it ahead. Now a quick 3-on-2 as Tulp steps into the zone. He's pushed down as he shoots, and that one's sticked aside by Zelko. Morton couldn't hold the right point, so he'll have to turn back to center. Now he'll motor through. He'll get it down deep. Didn't have an open passing lane, so he was able to dump it in, and Harsh goes to retreat. Thrown around the half wall. Morton pinches in, is able to hold it, but can't get possession, and Adrian turns it back up ice. Kajat looking for somebody in front, but that one goes off the shin pad of Harsh, and it's turned back into the Adrian defensive zone. Bulldogs looking to try to get out of here. They still can't. Tulp, that one off his shoulder, and the turnaround shot by Hull is stick to the netting by Zelko. So Adrian with a rough couple of passes there, could not get out of their own zone. And then John Hull turned around and hit a slap shot that was sticked aside by Zelko and will kill the play as it goes into the netting, resulting in a face-off. Romano loses the draw to Anderson. Anderson's been strong in the second period, but good job by the wingers. Brown tries to send it in front. That pass blocked by the defensive stick. Romano holds the pass, and his shot is deflected and wide. Brown with a shot. That one goes over the netting into the glass. May have caught a piece of Zelko's stick, but Brown had plenty of steam on that one. Puck is sent all the way down. Icing waved off. Groot now have to reverse the flow after he mishandled the puck a little bit. Anderson goes in to help his defensive partner. Bangs it up the half wall where Adrian holds the point, and they scale it off the glass. Now right point, a shot is dubbed. Another slap shot by, this time by Cameron Mercer, well over the target. Anderson seals his man off, but they both get up and keep fighting. Puck sent around, and looks like Anderson and Henry Gabriel getting well acquainted behind that net. Turcotte able to steal the puck, but can't get out of the corner. And now a bullet from left point as Daniel Bennett sends one in from 55 feet. Liam Austin traps it with his chest protector and is able to glove it down for no further play. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remains in the second period. Adrian 3, Calvin 1. Matthew Barucki, the latest goal scorer for Adrian. Seems like a year ago. The second period has taken quite a bit of time with face-offs and icings and all sorts of things, but Barucki on the deflection was that goal scorer for Adrian to restore that 2-goal advantage as Lugie goes in heavily to the far boards. on the check. That one chopped in front by the captain, Cameron Mercer, over the net. Jostling it for it vigorously. Pohl steps away from the group. He's able to get it into the zone and diagonals it across where Day will chase it down. Reversing the flow is Hornacek. Tries to get it up right wing, but can't go any further than the center ice line, and Balin is able to kick it down, and then Lugie. Nice stick lift there, and then he rides his man hard into the boards. That was Briney. Lugie serves it up the boards to Day, who hits Seaman, who goes in on left circle. His shot is gloved off by Zelko. Pohl was trying to come in support, but Seaman had the step, had the angle, and Zelko came out to meet him and was able to make the glove save. Minute and 12 to go as Zachary Seaman now enters the circle, tries to win this offensive zone faceoff, and he does to Morton at left point. Stumbles a little bit on the pucks, has to send it down. Seaman holds the wall. Is able to keep it down there against Kajat. Kajat getting some help, but Seaman is able to go 1-on-2 and win that battle and send it across for Weiss, but Weiss was checked. Now Weiss going behind the net, trying to find somebody in front. Steps in front to the left circle. His pass across to Seaman was blocked down. Morton holds the left point, sends it to Seaman. Seaman walks in between the circles on his backhand. Keeps the puck on a string, sends it to Oakes in front. Oakes chops it up to the corner. That one batted ahead by Oberski. Finally, Adrian is able to turn it over and get it into the offensive zone before it's chopped back out to neutral ice. Sansone tried to step around the defense, couldn't do that. Kajat will flip it in on the offside play as his line mates regather and tag up. Oakes now sends it up off of the glove of Kajat. He hacks it in again offside, and Oakes will lug it to center with 2 seconds left, and he'll flip it in to the corner as the second period has ended. So we started this period with a 2-1 Adrian lead. We end this period with a 3-1 Adrian lead. The only goal scorer of the period, Matthew Barucki. The Dearborn Divine Child product with the deflection in front. So after 2 periods of play, the 4th-ranked Bulldogs 3, Calvin 1. We will be back in 15 minutes for the concluding 3rd period of tonight's action. And we welcome you back for third period action here at Eagles Ice Center. Calvin down to the fourth-ranked Adrian Bulldogs 3-1 as we start this third period. Bulldogs went into the first intermission up 2-1. They scored the first 2 goals of the game before Brandon Turcotte was able to pot one for the Knights and cut the lead in half. But then in the second period, the only goal scored by Adrian's Matthew Barucki on a deflection in front between the pads of Cody Rhodes. And that ended his night as he was lifted in favor of Liam Austin, who was in the net to our left. As the third period starts, Harsh dumps it down in the corner, tries to chase it down. That one's picked off, though. As now Adrian tries to break it out from behind their own net. Pass goes awry. Weiss jumps on the loose puck. Now Weiss finds Groot at right point. He wrists one in, that one sails wide, looking for a tip chance, couldn't find any takers. Batted back into the corner, Harsh tries to dig it out. In support is Zachary Seaman. Adrian is able to get possession and step away to center. They try to advance it up the right half wall, couldn't do so. Finally get it into the zone where William Weiss comes back, intercepts, and sends it around. Puck knocked down in front by Groot. Sent around behind the cage. That one's dug out there by Anderson. Sent across. Tries to send a jam play in front and pass right on the stick of Ryan Peenhow. His chance is stopped by Liam Austin. Point blank range for Peenhow. Liam Austin is able to make the save. Minute 13 gone in this third period. Adrian with a 2-goal advantage. They'll take the offensive zone draw. They're able to win it to the wing. There's picked up there by Maloney. Didn't last long, though, and Calvin was able to get possession, but missing on that long stretch pass for icing. They'll go right back down, and they'll try it again. First period, Calvin held the advantage in faceoffs, 11-7, but in that second period, Adrian flexing their faceoff muscles, won the majority of the draws. Were able to keep the Calvin Knights hemmed in. There's another icing call and now waved off as Zelko had to play that one as it came into his crease. Pass across for Turcotte, just deflected into the netting for no further play, and that faceoff will now go into the offensive zone for the Calvin Knights. So after a minute and 13 of no whistles, we've had 2 whistles in the next 16 seconds. Tulp enters the circle, wins the draw back to Lugie. Some miscommunication there between he and Oakes, and it's chipped ahead now for Adrian. 2-on-1 chance. Steps in front and send it just wide. That was Maloney. Using his other forward as a decoy, stepped in and just missed the target on the far side. Goes all the way back down the ice, and Adrian has to retreat. Sent wide there by Gabriel. Looking for Maloney. He's stepped into there by Tulp. Now Hull jumps on the loose puck. His shot flubbed to the side. Oakes tries to dig it free. Sends it around. Tulp and Hull were trying to come out front for the pass. They both had vacated where Oakes was trying to send the puck. Now Gabriel tries to sashay through the defense, can't do so. And when chipped ahead where John Hull gets it with some speed, motors into the zone, looking for somebody to pass to. Had Tulp, but he was covered, so he'll send it into the corner where Oberski will step up and try to keep it in. He forces it off of a defender. Puck goes straight up in the air, right back down, and is jammed off the glass to center where Tulp retreats. He pushes it in on goal as he's sent to the ice by Mercer. Zelko sticks it aside and lets his defense settle it, but a missed pass jumped on there by Seaman. Seaman steams in from the left circle. He's shot from a sharp angle. Stopped by Zelko. Kicked free by Harsh. Now another shot, this time by Rubline from left point. That one's kicked aside. Harsh throws it in front to Seaman. The pass intercepted. Adrian carries out to center. Groot retreats into his own zone, tries to send it to Zachary Seaman. He's able to knife it over to Rubline, who comes in and helps out. Rubline up the left wall, out to center where Bennett takes it, swings it across to Bogozzi. Bagosi loses the handle, and William Weiss now steals it. He's sent to the ice by Bagosi. Rubline retains possession, plays catch with Groot. Groot tries to send it up the right side, and that pass is blocked, so they retrieve and go behind the net, reset for the breakout. Scooped ahead, this is Romano with some speed. Romano carrying it down left circle, cuts in front, and his shot is gloved off by Zelko. Romano with some speed through the neutral zone and into the offensive area. But Zelko out to cut the angle and snaps it off with a glove save. 16:07 remaining in the third period. Calvin down 3-1 to the Adrian Bulldogs. Lugie off the draw from right point. That one sticked aside. Chopped up the half wall. Stepped into by Anderson. Puck poked past him. Kept in the skates of Eichmann, but couldn't drag it any further, and he'll swing it down the zone where Calvin was able to try to break out, but a missed pass there off the skate of Tanner Day. Goes back into the defensive zone and jumped on by the Bulldogs. Lugie gets another chance as he puts it up to Day. Sent right back down. Anderson motors ahead. Sends it over to Pohl. Pohl swings it rink wide for Day. Day carrying around his defensive counterpart and backhands it all the way down so the rest of his line can change. Anderson steps up on the loose puck. Tries to send a backhand pass in front today, but he's bothered by 2 or 3 Bulldogs who surround him. Holt tries to steal that puck, and Day giving chase as well. Sent out to center as Oberski could not handle it. Nolan Balin will retrieve, and he'll gun it up the wall to Hull, who tips it in to remove the icing as Adrian completes their change and goes behind their net to try to break out. Snapped ahead for, looks like Dalton Anderson, but that pass misses everything and will go down for icing. 14:45 to go here in the third period. Calvin is now going to take this offensive zone draw. As I mentioned before, they were 11 of 18 in the first period, but Adrian very strong in that second period and holding a wide advantage. And now in the third period, Calvin winning that one again, dumped in the corner where Harsh goes and chases it down. He's shouldered into the boards and loses the puck there. Seaman tries to reverse the flow, but nobody there to retrieve the puck. Now Weiss, stepping from behind Oberski, is able to get that puck down the rest of the way, forcing Adrian behind their own net. Nice stick there by Harsh, getting in the passing lane and deflecting it almost on goal. Seaman steals it. He'll scale it around the dashboard. Giving chase is Harsh. Stretch pass ahead for Ryan Pino, but that one's cut off by Balin. Pass floated up the left half wall. Deflected. And it's sent back into the Calvin end where Seaman retrieves. And he'll get it right back from his defensive partner. Bennett tries to send it across for somebody, but there's nobody there. Intercepted by Weiss, but he had to wait for the Calvin forward to get onside, so all he could do is settle for a dump in and going for a change. Bennett will wrist it in from center. That one's stoked aside by Austin. Retrieved by Rubline. He feeds left wing for Oakes. Oakes to Romano. That pass is just behind. Adrian's able to turn them back. Oakes jumps on the loose puck there on the left wing. Sends it up to Romano. Romano mishandles as he was going through center. Oakes is able to jump on that loose puck and send it all the way down. Failing to stop it behind the net was Zelko. Now Turcotte jumps in. Oakes lays in his man heavily as a right point shot from Morton is blockered to the corner. Adrian clears the zone to center. Romano jumps on that loose puck and he'll shovel it in and go off for a change. Bennett saucered it to Bagosi. Now Bagosi will gain the line. He'll send it all the way down in on Austin, who will paddle it off to Tulp. Tulp steps around his teammate and then is bothered behind the net there by Gabriel. Turnover by Calvin. Gained there briefly by Mercer. And now Mercer was dumped at the blue line, and it looks like they are going to call this for an offside. Nope, they're going to bring this one all the way back down. So Mercer was dumped at the blue line, but it was actually whistled down as an violation by Calvin, so it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Bulldogs. Calvin wins it, but then gives it away. Held in at right point there by Kajat. Stepped around the defense, did Mercer. Couldn't work free, though. Kajat now takes it at right point. His wrist shot, nobody saw it there, was deflected downward by Brining. Skipped wide of the cage. Now a left point shot. That one's tipped in on goal by Mercer. And Liam Austin does well to hold that puck and prevent any rebound chance. Left point shot there by Hornacek. Nice tip there by Cameron Mercer, but could not get that one to go. And Liam Austin playing a real strong game in relief of Cody Rhodes, who was lifted after Adrian had scored their third goal of the game. That was Matthew Barucki's deflection goal. This pass goes to center. Zach Seaman cannot retrieve that one. Now Austin behind his net. That one skips off his stick and dangerously close to getting a shot on goal, but nice stick there by Harsh to prevent that. Austin had not gotten back to his net. Now Weiss right through center. Looking for a shot. He gets one from the right circle. That one shouldered aside by Zelko. Puck fed back in. Harsh doing battle down low. Also Weiss. Puck dug free and held in. Balin hammers a shot that is blocked from center point. Scooped around the glass. Over to Eichmann. Eichmann will carry. And then he sends it up to his man where Lugie buries Anderson. Excuse me, that was Mercer. Bad angle chance there. Gloved off by Austin. Balin carries away. Tries to feed Turcotte, but couldn't find him as the pass was behind. And Adrian sends it all the way up, and we're going to have a penalty call here on Lugie as that check was delivered with no puck possession. And also the player's head was turned. So that's going to be 2 for interference on Lugie. So with 10:41 to go here in the third period, Joseph Lugie will sit for 2, and now Adrian will have a chance to expand upon that 3-1 lead as they go to the power play. So Lugie stepping up in neutral ice, trying to make a play and trying to make his presence felt, but doesn't do so legally, so he is sent off. Calvin was able to win that draw, but Anderson could not get it up the half wall and clear the zone. Now Bennett from center point. He drives one in, and Austin pads that one aside. Pass across. Misses everybody. Now walking the line is Gabriel. Swings it to Bennett. Bennett back to Gabriel. He'll shot from right circle, and that one off the side of the net. Gabriel finds the puck again. This time Daniel Bennett feeds now back to Gabriel as they play catch back and forth on the blue line. That shot by Gabriel scales over the glass. Scales over the net. Stays on the playing surface. Bennett now to Gabriel. Back to Bennett. Sends it ahead to Anderson. That shot was blocked. Good effort by the Calvin penalty killers as Adrian's held the puck in the zone for the entire minute of this power play so far. It's Gabriel to Bennett. Back to Gabriel. He shoots, and that one is chested down by Austin. Rebound, scrambled for. Recovered there by Bennett. Turcotte with a diving play at the line, couldn't get it out. And now Bennett hammers one just wide. Puck kicks around behind the net. Able to be retrieved there by Anderson. Anderson feeds Bennett at left point. Bennett walking in, feeds Gabriel. He'll wind up with a slap shot that misses on the near side. And finally, gunned down the ice by Brandon Turcotte. He will go out for a well-deserved change. And we have got a penalty call coming up here to the Adrian Bulldogs from well behind the play. Dominic Maloney takes a slashing call. Ill-advised. And now the last 25 seconds of that power play for Adrian are wiped out. And with 9:05 remaining in this contest, Calvin will get an abbreviated power play after the penalty expires to Joe Lugie. So 4-on-4 for 25 seconds. And then the remainder of Maloney's penalty will come. And Calvin will have a chance to narrow that lead back down to 1. Off the draw, Weiss wins it. Oberski tries to serve it in front, and his shot is deflected into the protective netting, and Weiss, just as soon as he gets out there, is sent off. His stick broke in half on that faceoff. So he will retire to the bench to grab a new weapon. And now they're trying to get a change here, and they're having some confusion as to who should be on the ice. And so now Nolan Balin, who had come on the ice to fill Weiss's position, as they're now trying to figure out who's supposed to be on the ice. So for briefly, there will be 3 defensemen as Oberski, Rubline, and Balin are ready to go. And Seaman is going to be taking the draw. And now there's going to be some discussion amongst the linesmen here. Don't know exactly what they're going to be talking about. You don't have to be in the face-off circle. Just have to be on the ice. So they'll drop the puck, and Seaman wins the draw, and Balin is changed out for Weiss, who had to go replace the broken stick. Sent in from right point by Oberski. Glove down by Zelko, left at the side of the cage. And Adrian now, with brief 4-on-4, will go through center. This is Barrett, the second goal scorer, the shorthanded goal scorer for Adrian. Sends one in off the glove of Austin, and now Calvin will work on the power play as the penalty to Lugie has expired. Sent around by Weiss. Turcotte going in. Trying to dig that one free. Seaman in support is able to take the puck away. Looking for somebody in front. Goes all the way behind the net. Sends it around to Weiss at left point. Weiss settles it down. Now he'll play a little catch with Day. Sent back by Seaman. Day will reverse the flow again. Tries to pass it to Rubine at right point. That one ricocheted to Turcotte. His backhand bounced around in front off of defense. Nice steal there by Hornacek. But Turcotte in support. Be able to keep that puck down low. 52 seconds to go in the penalty to Maloney. Seaman walks it in from right circle, and his shot whizzed wide. The screen set up in front by Brandon Turcotte. He had to get out of the way of that puck and just missed the far side of the net that Zelko has been guarding. Now held along the boards. They're trying to dig it free as Hornacek trying to waste valuable time. Dug out there by Tanner Day. He turns around. Now the jam play in front, and Tanner Day goes to the net as well as Seaman, but held there by Zelko, and there'll be no further play as the puck was frozen against the netting. 23 seconds to go in the power play for Calvin. They've had some chances, just haven't been able to get a good shot on net. A couple that have gone wide. Is stepping into the circle is Oakes, and he wins the draw. Lugie at left point. Now feeding Harsh. Harsh sends it on the backhand to Oakes. His pass in front is blocked at the back wall. 10 seconds to go in the penalty. Hull feeds Oakes. Oakes tries to step around the defense. Harsh now coming in support. Back to Oakes. Penalty is expiring. Jacob Oakes sends it in front, and that one's tipped by Ethan Tulp in on goal, and Adrian weathers that storm and is able to get back to full strength after the penalty has expired. Calvin was guilty of offside, so Adrian had a free chance to clear it, and a poor breakout pass ends up missing everybody. Looking for Vinny Sansone on that wing, and it'll go down for icing, so double whammy for Adrian. Not only did they have a free chance to get out with Calvin being on the delayed offside, but they then missed the pass and will go right back down to their zone for a draw. 6:49 to go in the third period. Draw one there. Pohl sends a shot wide off the face-off win. Anderson holds it at left point. His shot kicked down in front. Spiked away by Romano. Brown finds the puck and tries to send it in front. Anderson spins it and hammers a slap shot around the half wall. When gathered there by Adrian, they send it to center. Glove down by Anderson. He hacks it into neutral ice. Golfed in by the Adrian Bulldogs, where Austin settles it with his glove. Pass misses everybody. Bennett retrieves, and he sends it all the way back down as he goes for a change. Liam Austin stops it behind his net. Sent ahead there by Anderson. Another pass missed. Adrian sends it in as they were coming for a change, and they were offside. Groot strides through center. Steps around the defense, and his shot off of Zelko from a tight angle on the bottom of the right circle. Didn't look like it was going to amount to much, but then Groot just kept carrying the play and stepped around the defense and got a good shot on goal. Now carried away by Zach Seaman, the Illinois native. Goes around the defense, goes around the net, waiting for some help. Puts on the brakes, sends it in front. That puck wiggles to the front off of a defensive stick, and that'll be covered there by Zelko. So the Knights pressing, trying to bite into that 2-goal disadvantage that they currently face. Adrian up 3-1. Scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second. And now holding on to that 2-goal advantage as Calvin starts to up the ante and turn up the heat. Stretch pass now, and then they go in 2-on-1. Coming down and blistering it wide was Mercer. Another 2-on-1 where Adrian misses the net. Mercer gains the loose puck at center, though, as Calvin was trying to exit its own zone. Oberski sends it ahead. Hull tries to hack it free. Harsh then chases. Reversing the flow. Nice lead feed there for Anderson, for Mercer, but he couldn't hold on to the puck. Then John Hull digs it free from some skates and sends it to neutral ice. Put in back by Cugat. Austin goes behind the net to stop it. Smoked out is Pohl from behind the net. Now Weiss sends it across for Hull. Hull sends it back to Oberski, who sees some open ice, and he'll get it to center. Finds the red line and dumps it in. Turcotte giving chase. He goes in there to tangle with Bogosian. Now 2 Bulldogs and 2 Knights dig for it vigorously. Kicked out, and Adrian comes away with the loose puck. This is Maloney. Maloney tried to step in front of his winger to cancel the offside, but could not do it. Looks like that was actually Henry Gabriel trying to join the rush from the back end, and it's a little too excitable. And jumps in offside. Sticks come down, and Adrian is able to win that face-off. Bennett sends it in from center. And with 4:10 to go here, Adrian's going to be content to just keep the puck down into the Calvin defensive end and keep the pressure off. Calvin's able to navigate partially into their zone, but unable to get further than the circles as their advance was repelled. Now swings it to Day. Coming back in support, Turcotte, the late man. Picks up the loose puck. Goes into the left corner. Tries to gain the angle. Shoved off the puck there by Somerville. Gets it around the half wall. This is Maloney. Maloney is met by Rubline at the center ice area. Gives up the puck there. Now Rubline is able to step ahead. Intercepted that pass, but then he's knocked down. Jumping on the loose puck there is Ethan Tulp. Couldn't get it through all that turbulence, though, and gives it up. Now he's able to regain the puck is Tanner Day. He sends a pitching wedge from center in on Zelko, who had to be alert and cautious. Slams the pads together and holds. So we will have a face-off down in the Adrian end with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the third period. Never a bad idea to throw it on net, and Tanner Day just did that. Almost caught Zelko napping. Shot from right point is deflected. That was Lugie. Turnaround chance by Tulp was blocked as well. Loose puck squirts out. That one's picked up by Anderson. Has some speed. He wrists it in from right circle off a stick of an Adrian defender. Turned up the boards. Long pass up there off the skate of Pino. And picked up there by Major. He's met at the line with some resistance. And Pino doing some work down low. His stick breaks in half, so He's rendered ineffective. He'll go to the bench and go for a change as Adrian regains possession and tries to break out of their zone. They're able to do so as Barrett steps around the defense. Now his pass picked off by Lugie. Lugie tries to get into the zone. Always able to get as far as Barrett, where he's sent back. Puck's in the corner. Harsh digging for it. Pass in front. That one found the stick of Weiss, and his backhand was turned aside by Zelkow. Puck does not get out of the zone. Held in by Avery Anderson. Sends it deep. Zach Seaman into the corner. Looking for somebody in front. That was Weiss. Puck kind of shanked off the heel of his stick, and Zelkow alertly grabs the puck and holds it for no further play. 1 minute and 48 seconds to go in the third period. Calvin still trying to make a dent in that 2-goal advantage as they have been for the entire third period. And there will be an offensive zone face-off for them. Goaltender Liam Austin has not vacated the cage quite yet, but we would anticipate that's going to come here pretty soon. With the 2-goal disadvantage and his team needing to try to come back from that. Puck won there on the draw by Hull. Face-off. The rebound hacked just wide by Tanner Day. He was harassed from the backside. Groot now steps into a shot. That puck deflects to Hull, and his shot forces it off Zelkow. Now puck wiggles in front, and that one's covered by Zelkow. Now sticks and arms and gloves come up in front as the Adrian Crease police flash their badges and make sure that Calvin is not able to pounce on the loose puck rebound. We are going to have a timeout called here by the Adrian Bulldogs as they will congregate and strategize on their bench, and Coach Hartline and his troops will do the same. So 89 seconds remaining in this contest. We'll see if Liam Austin is pulled for the sixth attacker after this timeout, and an offensive zone faceoff for the Calvin Knights. Calvin has played impressively, just haven't been able to get a lot of offensive chances, but when they have, Dylan Zelkow has been equal to the task, the junior from Woodsley, Ontario. He's been solid in net tonight. On the other side, starter Cody Rhodes, who'd given up 3 goals, was lifted in favor of Liam Austin, who's currently manning the nets for Calvin. So Cody Rhodes was relieved by Austin, and so far Austin, an unblemished record as he returns to his net. So they'll remain 5-on-5 as Coach Jim Hartline has elected not to remove Austin for the extra attacker quite yet. Seaman in for the draw. Flanked by Harsh and Weiss. One there by Adrian. They carry it to center. This is Van Antwerp. Content to keep it to the perimeter. He motors around. Chased by Morton. Tries to reverse the flow. Now Seaman comes into support. Digs the puck free. Gets it to Weiss. Weiss sends it ahead to Groot. Groot tries to pass it across. That one hits a stick, but then picked up by Zach Seaman. He rolls it in on goal. Zelkow using the big goal stick to throw it up the boards and sends it out of the zone. Under a minute to play now as the Knights go back and regather. Groot forced to the half wall. Sends it across to his partner. That was Rubline. Rubline gets the return feed. Now he'll motor through center. Tries to gain the red line. He does. Tries to step around the defense, though. And a reaching stick pokes the puck free, but Seaman is able to be there and in support. Puck deflects in front. No shot forthcoming as Calvin couldn't get a chance off. Had plenty of bodies in front, but just couldn't get a stick on that loose puck. Romano feeds Turcotte. His puck kicked off his stick, picked up by Lugie. So he lugs it down the right wing boards, tries to pass it in front. Shrugs off Bennett. Tries to send it in front, but nobody there. Now Rubline has to retreat as he's covering on defense. Poked away by Austin and Rubline, but that is going to end this contest as Adrian comes away with a 3-1 win over the Calvin Knights here tonight. So the 4th-ranked Adrian Bulldogs will continue their lofty ranking at the top of the ACHA Men's Division III polls, and a tough loss for the Knights here, but impressive in that loss. Plenty of chances, carried the play for some parts of this game, just could not find a way to solve the puzzle that was Dylan Zelko more than once. So once again, the final score here tonight, Adrian 3, Calvin 1. We will be back next week as the Division I team returns home to Eagles Ice Center, as well as the Division III team. The folks you just saw here tonight, Jim Hartline's troops, both of them will be playing on Friday night as scheduled for now. Division III game starts at 3 p.m. and the Division I game will start 45 minutes after that. So the final time, the final score, Adrian 3 and Calvin 1.
Yep, they got it. My phone. That's the only way you're going to get it right now.
Sam, can you bring that stuff
No,
down?
I'll be right back. Are you going to be outside? Outside?
What's that?
Outside?
Yeah, either that or... Much more of this year. Yeah. Yeah, I kept He's dancing. Yeah.